Good evening, everybody, and thank you for taking the time to come and listen to this exciting subject of cybersecurity, which normally puts a lot of people to sleep. But anyway, and also thank you to Sven, Helen and Elizabeth for having us here this evening. I'm sure from a business perspective, it's very difficult and challenging to be aware of and to try and keep on top of the challenges with cybersecurity. So with that in mind, Technology Ireland ICT SkillNet has launched a cybersecurity skills initiative with the aim of creating awareness and upskilling people and businesses in best practice through a series of training programs. The Cybersecurity Skills Initiative is funded by the National Training Fund and operated through the Department of Education. So, as you can see, the CSI is supported by both public and private sector stakeholders, including, as you can see, the Garda Síochána, IBM, the National Cybersecurity Centre, the IDA, TU Dublin and Enterprise Ireland. So, as we have said, the four key areas for the initiative include addressing the skills deficit in cybersecurity, delivering a range of training programmes, promoting cybersecurity best practices, and finally, encouraging AI adoption in cybersecurity. According to the CEO of IBM, cybercrime is the greatest threat to every profession, every industry, and every company in the world. It's not just an IT issue, it's a business issue. There's probably a perception that cybercrime doesn't happen here in Ireland. However, as we can see from recent over the last couple of years newspaper headlines, we have had issues including AIB, Meath County Council, Kerry, SuperValue and Trinity College Dublin. Unfortunately, they have all had difficulty in this department. A few interesting statistics. Who's behind these breaches? 75% of breaches are perpetrated by outsiders. 25% involve internal people. 51% involved organised crime groups. 51%. So who are the victims? Interestingly, 24% of breaches affected financial institutions, 15% of breaches involved healthcare organisations, 12% public sector, and 15% retail and accommodation. So what tactics are they using? 62% of breaches featured hacking, 51% of breaches included malware, 81% of hacking-related breaches leveraged either stolen or weak passwords. So what else have they in common? 66% of malware was installed via malicious email attachments. 66%. And 73%, this is my last boring statistic, 73% of breaches were financially motivated. Surprise, surprise. So just an insight. The majority of cyber attacks now depend on some form of human interaction to facilitate their success, whereby a legitimate user of a system is tricked into providing the attacker with unauthorized access to their system. Remember the statistic we referred to earlier? 65% of malware was installed via malicious email attachments. The National Cybersecurity Centre has said that understanding what and where your digital assets are is a very important first step in protecting them. You have to understand what you're trying to protect first. In terms of your digital assets and what's important, the first thing you have to identify is what information actually matters most. You have to implement basic protections and appropriate cybersecurity controls. You have to understand the potential threats and scams and their impact on your business. You have to be able to detect an attack and be prepared and know how to react. And as Donald said earlier, you have to challenge and test your cybersecurity controls regularly. So if we just ask a few questions in relation to your business. So does your business have a backup and a recovery plan for data on your computers? Does your business update or patch its computers? This step is often overlooked and can be the single biggest element in preventing attacks. Do you create passwords on internet sites to create accounts? If so, do you have two-factor authentication? Do you purchase and pay for goods on the internet? Does your business have a training program in place for existing and new employees in cyber hygiene and security? Would your business suffer reputational damage if your customers' data was compromised? And how much business could you afford to lose if your IT system was hacked? A few thought-provoking questions. So what training courses are available? We start with awareness. We run workshops and we run online courses. And as per the vouchers that we have left for everybody today, all you have to do is log on to our website and you can register for either course. After awareness, there's a foundations level, which we have an essentials course, which is a 10-week course, and it is certified by Cisco at the end. At an intermediate level, or level 7, we have cybersecurity analyst course, along with a BSc in cybersecurity. At an advanced level, or level 9, we have both the MSc in applied cybersecurity and an MSc in strategic management of cybersecurity. So, whilst we've spoken today about primarily basic awareness, you will see that a suite of programs exists for those wishing to pursue a career in cybersecurity. But for business owners too, there are two important business-specific tools available. One is what's called a CCAT assessment tool for people wanting to decide if they are suitable for a career in cybersecurity. And we also have a CRA, or a cyber risk assessment tool, which has been developed in conjunction with CalcuRisk, which assists your business to check whether it is prepared for and resilient to cyber attack. So a date for your diary, if you're interested in the awareness workshop, is the 15th of May, which will be run in conjunction with South Dublin Chamber of Commerce. And to register for the course, just go onto our website. And thank you for listening to me.